Hello everybody, this is Robbie and welcome back to Robbie's Reactions, the place for your reacting pleasure. And today, it's time to react to RWBY Beyond. Not this. This is way too long. But also just RWBY Beyond. Let's react to these 4 episodes and I guess see what happens. Alright. Let's finish this. And if you like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified about my latest videos. If you like this video, hit the like button, comment about what you think of RWBY as a show, and be sure to share this video on Reddit, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Also, be sure to watch till the end of this video, because near the end of the video, I'm going to talk about plans for the future. So, let's see what happens as we start this up.
It was storming the night the case file came in.
What? Really?
I've never had a file turn my stomach quite like this one did. I remember it like it was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Dude, come on.
I'm sorry. Accuracy is important.
Team RWBY is missing.
Yep.
And John too, I guess.
Thankfully, no case is too difficult for
The Junior Detective!
Yeah, I thought they were relegated to the realm of RWBY Chibi.
Excuse me.
Our first step was obvious.
Neptune!
Interrogate the suspects.
Witnesses.
What do you remember? Tell us everything.
Pretend
I'm not
this
sure
is
what can be done, but I'm happy to cooperate and aid your investigation to the fullest extent that I am able to.
But like always, pulling information is like pulling teeth.
Did you
What?
not hear what I said?
This story checks out. Next!
What is
I
going
already told you. I wasn't even there. Plus, I don't talk to cops. Or whatever you two are. Ow! No, it's me, remember?
On to the next perp.
Oh god.
I told you to stop calling me a perp. Do you even know what perpetrator means?
Of course I do. And for all we know, you are the purple traitor.
Jeez.
Guys, not even Ozpin and Oscar know what happened to them. We were told not to fall, and they fell. That's it.
Oh.
We were lost. No leads.
Leadless.
We engaged in spirited debate, squeezing
Okay.
our genius brains of every last drop of detective juice.
Okay.
We almost gave up. Until... I've got it!
Nice. I mean, what is it, fellow detective?
Headmasters, Professor Ozpin,
Oscar.
and Professor Theodore.
Now,
The-
sure, you
Wait,
could say it
Theodore?
makes sense that the two are meeting up a lot. They are in charge, after all. But something just didn't feel right.
Really?
Lefts. Who would do such a thing?
Using our ultimate stealth and disguise skills, we were
Theodore.
able to follow Oscar
Oscar.
and eavesdrop on one of their meetings. We were shocked, startled even.
It wasn't just Oscar and Theodore meeting up,
That's
but
the-
Winter and Raven.
Oh.
2 maidens.
Even more interesting, a mysterious girl was there too.
Summer Maiden.
Could she be the summer
I
maiden?
already told
Probably.
you there's no way. Besides, there's no more room on our suspects board. No more new characters. I mean perps.
Then,
Characters.
before we could really hear anything juicy,
Uh-oh.
well, you showed up.
Yeah, then we told you the whole story and now you're all caught up. And why do you look so angry? Oh no, please spare us.
Oh god. Okay.
Well,
Up,
I
still
guess the
going.
location of Team RWBY and John is still a mystery.
I just hope they know that we haven't given up.
That's good.
And I hope they haven't given up either.
They kinda yes and no. It's complicated. It's a whole thing that they're gonna tell you later, hopefully. That was nice. A little hint at a new character. Who's that? Was that the Summer Maiden? I guess we'll fight and I guess to, you know, get you excited for Volume 10 whenever that comes out. Anyway, speaking of End John, let's see what he's been up to.
This is the very first entry in what I guess is about to become my journal.
Okay.
Just feels like something you do when you want to keep your daily life in perspective. And now that I've been young and old and young again,
Yup.
it's not always easy to keep things in perspective these days. I know I lost it for a little bit there. Being back with my team helps, even though things aren't the same.
Yay!
Rin and Nora have their own thing they're working through, and I'm not the same boy they knew. I'm the rusted knight. Nora loves reminding people of that, by the way. They usually just look at her like it's some kind of inside joke they're not a part of. These days, I'd rather forget. I guess I was the rusted knight, but the rusted knight wasn't really me.
I mean,
Who
sorta.
is Jean now? Lately, I've been spending more time with the person I thought might relate most.
Oh, Oscar.
And how is that journal going?
I haven't quite started yet. Soon, though.
It'll help.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't feel like anything will. Don't get me wrong, I'm not unhappy to be back. I just feel out of place. Like I've left the world by and it's done the same.
Believe me, I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I've been the subject of a couple of fairy tales myself.
You mean Osmond has, right?
Of course. If you're not sure where to start, I do have a suggestion, if you'd like.
Sure.
Okay.
Think about the good times. What little they might have been that you spent in the ever after.
Just focus on the positive.
No, not like that. It might be able to help you remember what it was all for. And rewrite the story in your own way.
Okay. Sound
The good
advice.
times. I remember Alex and Lewis. Those early days of getting to know each other were magical. It's like I was living someone else's life. For me, the secret that I knew a little of what was happening to all of us was exciting. Lewis was a puzzle, since he wasn't part of the story I knew, but he figured out really quickly that I knew more than I was letting on.
Huh.
We compared notes on Remnant. Oh, they couldn't believe I was from the faraway future. I couldn't believe they were from Vacuo. Back
from
before
Vacuo?
the war.
Lewis is in Vacuo.
I remember the first time we tried to shop at the Garden Acre. They didn't have days of the week, so they invented one. Splatter Day, just for us humans. You know, for a while, they ended up having Splatter Day every day because they didn't understand. But every Splatter Day, there was a farmer's market. Only, instead of buying produce, you bought farmers who would grow it for you for a little bit. They would roast things by the fire every night. But it was those campfires I remember most. Lewis writing everything down in his journal. The story he'd one day tell to help lead my friends to me. Oh, and in those early days, every night around the campfire, when I tell them my story, my adventures, oh, they always seemed so amazed. Which was weird because it was just my life.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Mistakes I'd made.
adventures.
And the times I'd gotten lucky. It was like having my team back. People around you who make you feel more than you are.
Yeah.
Or maybe they see you in a way you can't see yourself. It's the same kind of warmth that a good fire brings. And laughter.
Oh.
And a good meal. I see those campfires all across Vacuo at night, and I wonder what people are sharing, what they're building, the hope they're stoking, and what they'll be saying when this is all over.
Yeah.
I guess maybe there's something to this after all.
Perspective.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Do you think we're gonna make it?
I hope so.
Around that campfire. Did it matter?
No.
Huh.
No, I guess it didn't.
Well then. That's interesting. Why does it say that next up is the junior detective thing? I watched that. What? No, next up is the adventures of someone. We gotta catch up with somewhat with her. Or is it? I don't know. Just think. Just 2 more and it'll all be over. Hey, let's see what happens next.
Deep in the branches of the great tree stood a somewhat brave creature, ready to start a new journey with their trusty steed, Juniper.
I can do this. I can do this. We can do this.
Yeah!
Together, we can do anything.
They were right to be somewhat nervous. Having a new purpose can be tough, and this was an important one at that.
Let's go.
You see, things had been a bit different in the ever after lately.
Oh, really? What's been
Asked by
happening?
the blacksmith, they were given a somewhat ambiguous quest. Find what feels wrong. When asked where to look, the blacksmith simply replied, do what your heart desires.
Okay, then.
Do what feels right. Still somewhat unsure of where to go, they first followed their hearts to the newly rebuilt acre of the genial gems.
The genial gems.
Wow.
Still alliterative.
Everything looks so shiny.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Have you seen anything out of the ordinary?
They were somewhat sad to be ignored, but also marveled at the gems' concentration. You see, the gems once had a hero that helped them day in and day out.
Yeah, that was
But
John.
because of that, they thought not of themselves.
Oh.
Oh, we do not mean to be rude. We are just busy, said a nearby gem.
Huh.
The more that we help ourselves now, the more we can help others in the future.
That's a nice
however,
way of looking
am
at
currently
it.
resting, an important part of physical activity, so I can assist you. It makes me happy to make you happy, the gem exclaimed. It makes me less happy to tell you that we have seen no ordinary or out of ordinary things of late. Just ourselves.
Thank you.
Next, their heart desired a sweeter smell.
Oh, this place. I liked this place.
Did something bad happen here?
Market.
I hope everyone is okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're rebuilding, though. That's good.
Yes, they reply. But we've all come together, and because of that, we're stronger. Finding nothing wrong, they were somewhat discouraged. Their heart led them nowhere. How may I
Herbalist.
assist you? The herbalist asked.
Oh, we're not yet ready to return to the tree. We still have our purpose.
I see. May I ask a small favor? There is an afterun in need. Please, do what feels right.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Oh, the Red Prince.
This place
again?
feels wrong.
Guided not
The
by
Red
their heart,
Prince.
but an afterun in need, they entered the empty Crimson Keep. Typically ruled over by the loyal guards of the Red Prince, no such army appeared to be present.
Wow. Things must have gone downhill after
After searching
episode
and
3.
searching, they finally stumbled upon a lone occupant,
Oh.
the Red Prince himself.
Oh.
Where is everyone?
Without looking up, the prince muttered, I sent them away. How
Ah.
could one expect them to be ruled by someone like me?
Oh, God.
Who is someone like you?
The prince's trance on the game piece finally broke, and the two locked eyes for the first time. You seem familiar.
As do you. I wonder if we used to be friends.
The prince smiled. I wonder. Please, sit. Let's play a game.
Huh.
I'm so sorry, but I have a job.
As do I, the prince interrupted. And if you beat me, I'll happily help you with yours.
Okay. Is this gonna be a
So,
fair game where the
what
prince
is
isn't
your
a sore
purpose?
loser?
To win this game.
That doesn't seem very fair. What if my purpose was to win too?
Such is the way of our life.
What if it doesn't have to be? I'm still new here, but I've met loads of afteruns and people. that have grown and found new things to do, even without going to the tree. Who knows? Maybe you could teach others to win. Speaking
be
of,
interesting.
I won! I think? I'm sorry.
After a long silence, the Red Prince finally spoke. Thank you for playing with me, little one. I've learned a lot.
That felt right.
It
Yeah.
seemed that more than a somewhat big impression had been left on the prince. And there was one less wrong thing in the ever after. Their purpose complete,
Didn't think
they
the
desired
prince would
nothing
get a
more
redemption,
than a rest after
but
their grand
That's
adventure.
nice.
Unfortunately, life is seldom as straightforward.
Oh, what's happening now?
That's when they saw someone that they were somewhat not prepared to see.
What?
You're back!
Huh? What? Wait, what? What? Ruby came back because she narrated the whole thing. How did Ruby come back? How'd she get back? What? What happened? Oh, wait for volume 10 is gonna be a bit. But one last thing. One last episode. Bubba. Let's see what's up with Ruby and Yang now.
So, what exactly is this big surprise all about?
I wouldn't call it big exactly.
What? You've been hyping it up since
It's actually kind of small.
So, a small surprise.
It's more exciting than a surprise,
So, I should be excited.
but not too excited. I don't know. Maybe
okay.
it's dumb.
Got it. Setting expectations to moderate for a surprise that may or may not be cool.
Perfect.
Why are you being weird?
I'm not weird. You're the weird one. It's just been a while since we got to do the sisterly thing.
Yeah.
And if you make this no fun, I probably just won't ever want to be sisters again.
Oh.
See how dumb that sounds? Ow!
Excuse me,
Oh.
are you Ruby?
Oh.
Yep. That's me.
Okay.
I'm a Ruby.
You're the girl who sent the message. The one who brought the world together.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
can I get
really?
a picture?
Oh, yeah, happily. Okay, where do you want to take it? Am I taking the photo?
Is Yang okay?
Never getting used to that.
Still wanting those normal knees, huh? Personally, I think it's about time everybody knew how cool my sister is.
I never imagined all this. Here in Vacuo, they need more than a mascot.
It's not too much.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Seriously,
What is
Yang?
that?
You brought me to Bubba!
Okay.
The milk teas, the smoothies.
Oh, real life photos. Okay.
So, is it the right amount of exciting?
Are you kidding? Why did you even downplay this?
Ah.
Back so many memories.
Apparently, they closed up shop and patch and relocated here with the rest of the refugees from Vale.
Huh.
Remember how we used to come here with Dad after school?
It used to be a once-a-month treat, but by the time we were done at Signal, it was almost twice a week.
Wow. Huh.
Do you wonder why he's not here? With everybody else? I know Crow said he's on assignment, but what's more important than here?
Yeah. Wait. What?
Maybe we don't have the full picture.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some things you just need to be there for. Ruby, about what happened in the ever after.
Which part?
All of it.
I
Probably.
don't need an explanation. I think I get it. It doesn't even matter if I do completely.
Yang,
I understand my part in you feeling like you couldn't talk to anybody about what you were going through. and that it's hard to even know what you're going through when you're in the middle of it. I just need you to know you're not alone. You can't be alone. Not with the world the way that it is, and not with what we and our team have all been through. We're not going back to the version of Team RWBY where you put everything on your shoulders. Where we put everything on your shoulders. From now on, we do it together.
As it turns out, the hardest thing about being a leader is asking for help.
Yeah.
I thought I wasn't allowed. Thank you, Yang. Bad news, though. I still don't know how to do it.
Well, maybe we need a code word. So we know when we're feeling overwhelmed but don't know how to ask.
How about... Boba?
Yeah. Boba.
Alright. Maybe that'll be...
By the way, you promised we would go shopping like weeks ago. When's that happening?
That's your priority right now?
And that's it. That's it. Yeah. Thank you so much for sticking with me on this ride for so long. Just through everything. If you're here, I thank you to whoever is still watching this, who's been watching it all the way through, to this specific point in time. And now, if you'd like to stay a little longer, I'm gonna talk about everything. The show as a whole. I got into this show because I saw a reaction to an episode. And the person was crying. And I figured out why. This show is so easy to get attached to. And I can't believe it started off like this. With low-budget 3D animation, but with awesome fight sequences. I consider Volume 1 to be one of the weaker volumes, but that's because it was the beginning. And for a volume that came out in 2013 from a company that had probably only recently started up, it is impressive. And then Volume 2 gets better. We get to keep things going with the story. We get more character interaction and development, although we get plot points that didn't really... Like, Neptune? It feels like a gripe to me. Like, he shows up in Volume 2, gets a little bit of a romantic subplot with Weiss, and then he just disappears after Volume 3 and doesn't show up until Volume 6, Episode 1, and then the romantic subplot doesn't get brought up again. But then again, that's because the show had bigger things to worry about. Volume 3, easily the best volume. Once it starts going, it is going and adrenaline pumping the entire time. Just, wow. And the first one where characters die. And it is such an impact. Just, wow. This volume will forever be the best volume, but some volumes came close to topping it. But before we get to that, we get to Volume 4, which is where everything starts to kind of slow down a little bit. Not to the point of grinding the story to a halt. No, that's... We'll get to that a little. But for now, the volume slows down. And it's necessary. It feels necessary. The animation also gets better and better with every volume, and it is very fascinating to watch the animation just continually evolve as time goes on. And you want to know the impact that Volume 3 had on me? You probably already watched it, of course, but I was crying because nobody died. That's how much of an impact the Volume 3 had on me. Nobody died! And that was a thing to celebrate and cry about. Like, everybody made it out okay, and that was worth something. And these characters grew and just... yeah. And we got to learn more about out a whole bunch of stuff, answer some questions. Volume 5 is a mixed bag. I questioned in the Volume 5 chapters 9 to 10 reaction why this volume was 14 chapters. Because parts kind of feel dragged on a little bit. Chapter 9 is essentially just 2/3 standing around and talking and waiting for a deal to be made. It kind of feels, like it drags a teeny bit. But it never felt like once that it ever got bad. And things really ramped up in the second half after Perfect Storm, so there's that. And yeah. Volume 6 is when things get back on track to being, like, more faster, more paced, more faster paced. And then you learn the truth about Salem and everything changes. It's not about killing her anymore, it's about just defeating her, imprisoning her somewhere, hopefully. Volume 6 is pretty good. The apathy is introduced, and it is just horrifying. And, yeah, animation's better. Just a lot of stuff. Just, wow. Volume 7, I said it in my reaction, was the most divisive volume out of all of them. And I am on the side of liking it. Quite a bit. I like the volume. It's pretty fun in the first half, adrenaline and stuff. Up in the second, falling apart in these 3 episodes. And yeah, I kind of get a few of the gripes. It feels, it's a bit like, in terms of this is asking complicated questions and asking you whose side you'll be on. Because Ironwood does kind of bring up a point where it's like these philosophical things don't really matter if Salem gets her way and kills everyone. So, but it is sad to see Ironwood go down into insanity. But Penny came back! I was so excited about that. So very excited. Constantly. Whenever she appeared on screen. Just so excited. And, you know something? Volume 3 killed Pyrrha. And that hurt, but it's weird. It feels like it was easy to move on from that. Like, I don't know. This is a part where I kind of delve into unpopular opinion territory, I guess. Penny's second death, I feel, at least to me, this is my opinion, had more of an impact than Pyrrha's death. Like, in terms of, like, emotional hurt, at least to me. But I can't figure out why. Maybe Penny's personality was more, like, apparent, I guess? I don't know what the proper word is. Just something about Penny's presence was like, it was like, I just got this infectious, happy feeling when she was on screen. And, yeah, with Pyrrha, too, I like her character. It's a pretty good character. It's real sad that she died. I just, maybe it's the fact that Penny had, like, so much potential that was squandered in volumes 1 to 3. Okay, squandered isn't the right word. Just like she didn't get enough time. And volumes 7 and 8 gave her enough time, and that was exciting. And then that got snuffed out, and that made an impact. And then you listen to the Friend song, and it's like this super upbeat song, and it's like, oh God. I don't know. Maybe this is maybe it's an unpopular opinion. Maybe I phrased it all wrong. I hope I didn't. Please tell me if I did. Volume 8 also is a really dark volume, start to finish. There is little amounts of levity in it, and yeah, just... Although, the battle here between the gang and Ironwood kind of feels a little anticlimactic? I mean, Ironwood's the dude who beat Arthur Watts when the terrain was against Ironwood. It kind of feels like he was defeated a bit too easily in creation. At least to me. I don't know if anyone else feels that way. But whatever. And then Volume 9, I thought was a levity thing. And it kind of was, but it got to Volume 8 levels of dark in terms of RWBY's character. It's a minor gripe that the team didn't really notice that, but I mean... I don't know. Just like... They had a lot of stuff on their minds too. trying to figure out where they were, what to do next. Maybe their thought process was, once we get back to Vacuo, we can relax and see what happens next. I'm not sure, but Volume 9 is still a pretty good volume, and that brings us to now. RWBY Beyond's nice. I like the art style, and I like the hints it gives at new things, and I can't wait for Volume 10. I hope I get to react to it, but that depends on where it ends up and what happens next.